Alright, this is part 7, section 2. Part 7, section 2. That's just from my videographer, so when they put all this on YouTube, they know what order to put it in. Alright, welcome back. If you joined, were you smoking? Alright, now, we were talking about who the new elites are going to be. Who the new elites are going to be. And we have those written down at the top up there. So that gives us like the big picture. Okay, here's what we're going to get to. We're going to get into those. Now we're going to find out how they became the new elites. If you look at number 2, letter A was through imperial conquest. In other words, you take over another country. That's imperialization. We get into that heavy duty next unit. But whenever a country takes over another country, they have imperialized that country. Well, the invading country, they're the hoity-toity ones. They are the new elite. All right. The second way to become the new elite was widening global economic opportunities. I think we touched on that. In other words, here's a chance for people to make money. If you have a bunch of money, you become the elite. Those are the two ways that the elite were formed during this era. All right, look at number 3. There were several new elites during this time. Blank in China. Who is it in China? Who invaded China? Hopefully you wrote down the Manchus. The Manchus. Or you could have been cool and put the Qing. Q-I-N-G. Same thing. Number 1. The Manchus wanted to keep themselves racially blank from the Chinese, the Han. Racially separated. Separation keeps us apart. Separation torments my heart. Separation. Number 2, Chinese were not allowed to learn the Manchu knitting style. The knitting style. They didn't, just kidding, the language. If you're writing down knitting style, everyone point to the people who are writing down the Manchu knitting style. Were not allowed to learn the Manchu language and could not travel to Manchuria, and blank between Han and Manchu was forbidden. We've hit on this. What was forbidden? Marriage. No, you can't marry him. He's a Han. No, you can't marry her. She's a Manchu. Number 3. New one, separate blank systems, court systems, separate court systems. For Manchus, and prosecuting them was difficult, and if convicted, Manchus got reduced punishments. Reduced punishments. Now, you know, we got to look at big picture. How would you feel if you were a Han Chinese? And this Manchu burglarized your house, and he got a $1 fine because he's Manchu. You know, that starts being some problems here whenever you have people treated differently. In America, theoretically, the rich are punished the same way as the poor. And pretty much it is. But in this situation, the Manchus had their own court system. You know, they don't have to go to the Han Chinese court system. They have to go to the Manchu court system. Number 4, Manchus did not allow Chinese, Mongols, and minority ethnic groups in bureaucracy, and the most prestigious jobs went to, who do you think they went to? The Manchus. So you couldn't get a real good government job if you were Han Chinese, because the Manchus had all the good stuff. You know, there's going to be, it's starting to create some flack here. Number 5. Manchus got paid in silver coins. Silver. Can you think where the silver came from? Hopefully you said Spanish territories in the Americas. They were paid in silver. Everyone else got paid in copper coins. The Han Chinese were walking around with copper. The Manchus had silver. Another thing, how they were the elite. And why were they elite? Imperial conquest. Imperial conquest. All right, let's go to the next elite. We got the Manchus covered pretty well. Let's go to the next elite. I mean, bounce 100 different essay questions off of that and you get it. If you know those facts there, you would slam every single one of them. Letter B, elites in Spanish America, Creole. And that's spelled C-R-E-O-L-E. 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 Number one, the Spanish were very conscientious of race. Race. And remember, those of you that have been human geo, what determines race? It's DNA, bloodline. Race is bloodline. Having just driven out the Muslims and Jews out of Spain. What's another word for the Muslims? I did this on one of my big picture review. Hopefully you read that and listened to it. Another word for Muslim is Moors. M-O-O-R-S. Moors. There was a Seinfeld episode one time where George Costanza was playing the Bubble Boy and what was that game? I don't believe I'm wasting my time thinking of this. Trivial Pursuit. Trivial Pursuit. And the answer said the Moops. And the Bubble Boy goes, it's not Moops, it's Moors. It says Moops. The Moors. The Moors are the Muslims. All right. Now, they're very conscious of race. They got through driving the Muslims out. Or as we know with the Ecumenia, whatever Muslims were there, you got to keep them. And they brought that on over to Spanish territories in the Americas. The whole Ecumenia idea. So they think they're superior. The Spanish think just because of my blood, I am superior. So that's therefore making them elite, at least in their own eyes. Number two, the Spanish already had a racial prejudice, P-R-E-J-U-D-I-C-E, going into the New World. Had a Rachel. They hated anybody named Rachel. Racial prejudice going into the New World. When Spanish were given Ecumenia, here's how you spell that. E-N-C-O-M-I-E-N-D-A. When Spanish were given Ecumenia, they controlled the indigenous people and collected tribute. So when a Spanish Creole was given a certain amount of land in the Americas, he automatically got the indigenous people that were there. Just like they did back in Spain when they overthrew the Muslims. They got to keep all the Muslims that were on their land. That's the Ecumenia. Number four, the owner of these Ecumenias were called Creoles. Creoles. C-R-E-O-L-E-S. C-R-E-O-L-E-S. They were people of pure Spanish descent for whom the New World was now their permanent home. They were the hoity-toity. You know, it's like a foreigner coming over to a new land and thinking, I'm better than all of you. You know, that kind of deal. Or really another way to look at it, when people from the big city come to little country towns, they think they're all that, you know, because they're from the big city. They got electricity, you know, stuff like that. Indoor plumbing makes you better than me. Number five, the Creole elites worked in close relationship with the Roman Jewish church. The Roman Jewish church. And if you wrote down Jewish, put your hand up so everyone else can laugh at you hysterically, because you're not thinking on your own. You're a little Mr. Hampton clone. Think on your own. The Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic, Roman Jewish Church. That would freak out the Pope. Which reinforced the hierarchical, patriarchal, social order of the colonies. Boy, there's a whole bunch of big words. Hierarchical, patriarchal. Hierarchical, patriarchal. You're going to see that on an AP test and you're going to freak out. Hierarchical, patriarchal. Yes, you do. Hierarchical means stages of who's the top level, bottom level, like a pyramid. It goes down. That's hierarchical. Your place in society is hierarchical. Patriarchal just means the men are running the show. So all this is a fancy way of saying the order of men in the society. That's what hierarchical patriarchal means. Hierarchical patriarchal. All right, the third group of people, third group of elites, we've covered the Creole. We know how the Creole are the elite. Now we're going to go to the letter C. European gentry. European gentry. All right, number one, European gentries. Wealthy and often royal, but not always. Wealthy and often royal, often heavily influence governments and cultural trends by holding political positions. Political positions and patronizing the arts. In other words, put in parentheses, supporting the arts. Supporting the arts. Can you think of any rich person who is influencing the government now? Some real wealthy person who is influencing the United States of America. Not going to go into politics. Going to leave that alone. Going to leave that alone. All right. One should be... Didn't make any sense. Hold on a second. Stand by. Somehow my notes got out of order. 3, here we go. All right. Number 3, these nobles were necessary for the king to bring in resources. Knights in case the country was attacked, and I think that might be wrong. Let's see, that is wrong. Forget that. All right, European gentry. Stand by, stand by. I have no idea where I am. European gentry. Let me find something. See, you're looking at it and you've got it. Oh, Mr. Hampton, get your act together in your garage. All right, let's just... All right, European gentry. What's going on? The middle class, the merchants, are starting to have more money. And whoever has more money has more power. That's just the way the world is. Whoever has more money has more power. If the king has more money, he has more power. If Bob the plumber of Bob's Plumbing Incorporated, or Limited Liability Corporation, if he has more money than the king, he's more powerful. So just understand that. That's the new elite, or the European merchants. The people who invested in these joint stock companies and became multi-billionaires with silver coming out of the Americas. That's the European gentry. All right. Now,